Peace, brothers and sisters in humanity. Today we're going to talk about this amazing thing that people are saying, especially people that claim they only believe in the Quran, and then they come up with some things. They amaze me. They really amaze me. Funny at the same time, to be honest, because these people are saying, well, they say they don't preach, but they give lectures. Right? You know who gives lectures? Like it differs anyway. Like there's a difference there. Anyway, if you preach it, you're trying to put a message through, right? If you give you lectures, you're trying to give a message through. You give information, right? Those information has to be, if you claim you follow the Quran only, so that information you're giving to other people has to come from the Quran, right? So by saying you're giving lectures, you're already giving yourself a status, right? And you're liking it because some people are listening to you. Well, that has to stop, honestly. That has to stop. And you and your mate, Muhammad, who is so funny, trying to... See what happens when you leave the Quran. You become a comedian. Honestly, you really become a comedian. All right, let's start. I'll give you the. You get the hint in a minute what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right. Let's just start this video. It's from our brother X. I took it off because I've never watched this video. I don't watch them, to be honest. You know, someone sitting there giving lectures for 5 hours every day. It just don't really give me anything. You know what I mean? It gives you a verse and then it talks for half an hour. It gives you a verse and talks for half an hour to explain the verse. It's just everything is gibberish. Anyway, let's go.
Just watch the video and have a look at what we have to deal with.
In the literature, in the actual literal, this is also a word that was hijacked by the Sunnis. The word ruku' comes from ruk'a, the corner. This is technically what ruku' is, right? So, like, this is raka, kneeling. So God says ruk'an sujjadan. So it's talking about a single action. So for me to go into sujood down here, I have to go into ruku'. So ruk'an.
He just said, all right, it's a single action, but to put his head down on the floor, he had to do ruku' before. So that's not one action, is it? That is not one action. It is not. Let's watch it again, right? Look how many actions he had to do to put his hand on the floor. Look how many actions, all right? Look how many. Just that's what I think is funny.
Just watch the video and have a look at what we have to deal with.
In the literature, in the actual literal, this is also a word that was hijacked.
With that saying, he just changed the whole meaning of that word raka, yeah? Because even the Sunnis, they don't call that raka, right? Even the Sunnis don't say that ruku', right? He actually sat down and said, this is ruku'. Alright, it doesn't matter what they think ruku' is, right? Because it don't really concern me. Because I believe the ruku' has nothing to do with that. Do you know what I'm saying? I believe, yeah, you can do sujood and ruku' at the same time. Because that's things that's in you. Do you know what I mean? That's in you. It's in you. Both of them in you, right? But you can't make... Look, just look at that.
The word ruku' comes from ruk'a, the corner. This is technically what ruku' is, right? So, like, this is raka, kneeling. So God says ruk'an sujjadan. So it's talking about a single action. So for me to go into sujood down here, I have to go into ruku'. So ruk'an sujjadan. This is in the context when the words are used together and it's not ruku'.
Did you get that at all, to be honest? Right? It's one action, but it's just not about 3 or 4 actions. All right, doesn't matter. All right, we come to ruku', we come to sujood, just need a bit of work, and you know what I mean? We have to do it a certain way to get these people to understand. Do you know what I mean? Not these people; they will never understand this lot. This lot will never understand. I just realised that actually. But for normal people, people like you and me who here to learn, we don't lecture anyone. We just give verses and trying to make them verses make sense, all right, to everyone. To simplify the Quran, we're trying to make it really, really simple. And then we put verses together and we give you like, there you go, whatever you think of it. But you always need to go back to the Quran. I'm not here to preach. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying anyone to follow me. No. I'm a simple person like you. I'm a common person like you, right? Who just loves logic. Right? That's all. That's all. I like logic. All right. Now let's go to the next one. All right. Next one.
It's not saying kneeling and prostrating. He's saying prostrating, kneeling. So it's two words in one action. There are times where
Prostrating, kneeling.
also in the spiritual sense.
Two words in one action.
Times where sujood is only used in a spiritual sense. But if the verse could be understood physically and you start to apply it physically and spiritually, you are following the best way the word could be understood. Now, as I said,
so he just didn't give no evidence or nothing, and it is the best thing. Do you know what I mean? He sure is the best thing. So learn from me because I know Arabic. All right? This guy thinks Arabic grammar is the same as Quran grammar. Do you know what I mean? That's what he thinks. So, I don't know. He thinks the Quran, when he first written, it had no vowels, nothing. Right? And this came afterwards. That's what he thinks. Yeah? Well, let's go.
Words. So the hypocritical aspect.
So this one, all right, I want you to listen to this one. Right? Because this one actually made a Quran by himself. He translated the Quran by himself, and then he put his own ideas into the Quran. His own ideas with nothing from the Quran, all right? Like the rituals and all this sujood and ruku, like his mate, you know. And then he came. He's just this is for. I did listen to him. Yeah, I'm not saying I've never heard him. His name is Baba, isn't it? But I never heard things like this. Do you know what I mean? This is like really shocked me. Really shocked me for someone to say I'm Quran only and translated the whole Quran, and he had to written it in a way like he had to show people how to read Arabic. Like this is very important, right? Like I'm in English, right? I'm English, right? I don't know any Arabic, and then by me reading his way of reading Arabic in English, in like English letters, that's gonna make me more smart, or how am I gonna learn Arabic, or I don't know how is that, but his Quran has like 3 things. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. He's mixing the Quran language and then showing people how to read it in Arabic so they can get it right. Because obviously to do the ritual salat, that's when it actually hits me. Yeah, he's teaching them how to read the Quran so they can do ritual salat. So this guy, he's pushing the idea of ritual salat is ritual. He put it into his Quran, right? His Quran, his book. And then he's spreading it, you see. And then he's spreading something else. This is the worst thing he's spreading as well, right? This is, obviously he's African like me. I'm African, right? So we have like culture, yeah? He's spreading culture now, right? Not with, all right, let's come to that. Even if it has to be 2 parts, right? But I want him to reply, honestly. I want him to reply to what I'm going to read. I'm going to give him verses and just tell me where you got that from.
We do not attack such people. Now, as I said, these words, so the hypocritical aspect is that we do not attack such people. We are the one who proclaim. Look, when we say ritual, we are not in line with what the Sunnis, the Shias.
He's saying he's not in line. So he does ritual salat, but his salat is not in line with the Sunnis, right? His salat has the same thing as the Sunnis, the same structure, right? You read the Quran, you stand in, you read the Quran, and then you bow down, and then you put your head on the ground. What do the Sunnis do? Do you know what I mean? He's trying give himself a position different than someone else's position by using the same tools. And he's saying he's not in line with them, right? And look what he's right. The enemy from within, the no ritual Quranists, we are enemies to him. See what I'm saying? And that's really terrible thing to say. That is like a Sunnism 2.0, like Brother X said it. That is Sunnism 2.0. That's actually, these guys are Sunnis on crack. Simple. That's all I got to say. This is Sunnis on crack. Let's just keep listening. Just keep listening, please.
Yes, are talking about. You can never be a spiritual person in religion without having a ritual connection with God. It doesn't work.
Does he talk with the Quran or not? Does this guy talk to the Quran? Did they give you a verse about it? Please, I'm waiting, Mr. Baba, yeah, Mr. Lord Baba. Give us a verse about what you just said. Give us a verse, please. All right. I'm daring him. I'm daring him. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming.
And I swear to God, may God bear me witness. Any person who claims he's part of religion, faith with God, and you don't have a ritual.
You're right. We don't have religion because Islam is not a religion. You do have a religion. You just made up your own religion. Right? Barbarism or something. Barbarism. That's what you created. Your own sect. Barbarism. Right? Let's carry on.
Aspect with God. You don't have a spiritual aspect with God. You are kaput. Look, you can never survive in the real world. There is sorcery out there. There is witchcraft out there.
So we will not survive without a ritual salat because there is sorcery and witchcraft. Sorcery and witchcraft. Carry on.
Mention it. A lot of evil out there. You can never survive if you don't have a spiritual aspect of connection with God. And you don't have a ritual aspect connected with God. Wallahi lazim. You will never make it. You will never survive. You tell me, those hypocrites out there, when they are attacked spiritually, they will never tell you. When they are
By the way, we're hypocrites, yeah, as well. Hypocrites. You know what the word hypocrites means in the Quran, yeah? It means people that come to you, they say, we believe in the same thing that you believe, but when they go to their evil friends, they say, we with you. We were just taking a piss at the other ones. That's a hypocrite in the Quran, yeah? How are we anything like that? I don't even know this guy. So I don't go to him or say anything to him, right? So where is he getting his ideas from about calling people mushrikeen, hypocrites? This guy is full of hate, right? Full of hate. And he's got probably more hate than Sunnis. Because he thinks he's smart. That's what I'm saying. He thinks he gives lectures.
spiritually. Please look for them. You will see what they should start the discussion.
All right, let's stop it here. All right, let's go back to Mr.
out there.
Lord Baba. Okay, he said sorcery and witchcraft. Obviously, witchcraft known in Africa. This guy is from Africa. I am from Africa. Sorcery is well known in Africa. Yeah, and let me tell you what witchcraft is. All right? Look, before you say sorcery is known in more of it in Islamic countries, right, or societies, right, that you can actually, if I'm married to a woman, you go to this person, he does like a little voodoo for you or something like that, and you're gonna make me split from my wife, things like that, yeah. Or you can go to someone who can make you rich. This sorcerer, right, or witchcraft dealer, or whatever, yeah. You can go to him, he can make you rich, right, by using this witchcraft, this sorcery, yeah. Or I don't know, anything you want, this guy can do it for you, right. Right. You go to this person who practice this sorcery, right. So if this guy here, Baba, right, believes in sorcery and witchcraft, and he hasn't got not a single verse from the Quran, right? Not even a hint. And I'll prove it in a minute, yeah? I don't prove it, the Quran will prove it. Right? I don't want to prove what? I can prove more than the Quran can prove. Am I an idiot? No, the Quran can prove it, right? It will explain it to you simply, just simplify it, you know what I mean? Don't complicate things, okay? Let's talk, because I've been talking now for so long. All right, let's go. First of all, Mr. Baba, right, your sorcery does not exist in the Quran, and your witchcraft does not exist in the Quran. Okay, let's start with chapter 7, ayah 115, Al-A'raf. I mean, you can read the same story, or roughly the similar story, in Surah, chapter, I don't know the chapter number, Surah Al-Shu'ara, right? All right, so this is the story of Moses when he went to the Pharaoh, right? So when they have this up that meeting, okay, between him and the magicians, right? They are magicians, right? They're not sorcerers, they're magicians, right? So that you get the right word here. You understand it better, right? Quran can explain it to you. So they met up, right? And this verse starts. But you can read before it, right? It's just a story. It's just, I don't want to make it too long because this video is going to be long, right? So the verse starts by قالوا يا موسى إما أن تلقي وإما أن نكون نحن الملقين. Right? They said, this is the magicians, yeah? They said, "Oh Moses, either you throw or we are throwing." The ayah after it, 116. قال ألقوا فلما ألقوا سحروا أعين الناس فاسترهبوهم وجاءوا بسحر عظيم. Okay? He said, "You throw." And when they threw, they tricked the people's eyes, intimidated them, and produced a great magic. Right? That's the Quran. The Quran is calling this, right? سحروا أعين الناس. Their eyes. They tricked their eyes to see, right, to see what the magician wanted them to see. And what does a magician job do? He's got quick hands. This lot are magicians, right? You can see magicians nowadays on TV. They have quick hands. You don't understand the trick, right? They trick you. You look in with your own eyes, but you're not seeing the trick. That's what this magician's done here in this verse, right? In this verse. Let's carry on. The verse after it, ayah after it. وأوحينا إلى موسى أن ألقي عصاك فإذا هي تلقف ما يأفكون. We then inspired to Moses, "Throw your stick," whereupon it swallowed whatever they fabricated. You see, they fabricated. That's what the Quran says. All right, now you've got another verse, all right? So the Quran clearly here is saying a trick. They tricked their eyes, right? I am not saying anything on top of this verse, am I? No, that's what the Quran is saying in Arabic and in English, okay? And then they have another verse they like to use as well, the same as the Sunnis, right? But Sunnis I can take the Sunnis, yeah, I can take them. It's not a problem. They're my brothers and sisters. They're my brothers and sisters. I don't say they go into hell. I don't call them names because I know some really good Sunnis. All right? A lot of them are good, are great guys, all right? Great people. All right? They're not my enemies, but this guy made them his enemies, like he's on a mission. All right. All right. Let's read this verse that I'm sure he uses it because the Sunnis use it, and he's got the same understanding, but obviously with crack. All right. Let's say this. Let's go to chapter 2, ayah 101, Surah Al-Baqarah. ولما جاءهم رسول من عند الله مصدقا لما معهم نبذ فريق من الذين أوتوا الكتاب كتاب الله وراء ظهورهم كأنهم لا يعلمون. Let's start this verse from here. Let's start this context from here, yeah? All right. And then let me read it in English. Now that a messenger from Allah has come to them, and even though he proves and confirms their own scripture, some of them disregarded Allah's scripture behind their backs as if they do not know. Okay? And then the verse after that, ayah 102, is talking about sorcery, magic, whatever you want to call it. Baba wants to call it sorcery, yeah? But let's just see if it's sorcery here. واتبعوا ما تتلو الشياطين على ملك سليمان وما كفر سليمان ولكن الشياطين كفروا يعلمون الناس السحر وما أنزل السحر, which is magic, وما أنزل. When I come to English you understand it better. وما أنزل على الملكين ببابل هاروت وماروت وما يعلمان من أحد حتى يقولا إنما نحن فتنة فلا تكفر فيتعلمون منهما ما يفرقون به بين المرء وزوجه وما هم بضارين به من أحد إلا بإذن الله ويتعلمون ما يضرهم ولا ينفعهم ولقد علموا لمن اشتراه ما له في الآخرة من خلاق ولبئس ما شروا به أنفسهم لو كانوا يعلمون. Okay. Well, now, let's talk about this verse. Let's go and just read it slowly. We don't have to explain nothing, right? They pursued. So, remember those people, this verse is talking about? It's talking about the people that, when a messenger came to them, right? Although it proves what they have in their hands, right? But disregarded everything. And then turned to who? Turned to this, what they pursued after that, okay? They left God's scripture and they pursued their evil side, right? So they pursued what the devils concerning Solomon's kingdom. So here the verse says the devils, right? The devils. And as we know in the Quran, there's human devils and there is jinn devils, right? And this Quran here, this verse here, is 100% talking about human devils. You know why? Because please tell me, how does a jinn, right? A jinn, which is we don't see, right? These invisible creatures we don't see, they live in another world, right? Can teach a human being. I mean, when I go to Algeria, I'm always daring him, right, to take me to one of these sorcerers, and he can do something for me, but no one did, right? So, I'll dare this guy if he can do it. I can give him a piece of my hair or something, and he can do his sorcery on me and see what happens, innit? Prove me wrong, innit? So here, these people left the God's scripture and they pursued the devils concerning Solomon's kingdom. Solomon, however, was not a disbeliever, but the devils were disbelievers. They taught the people magic, right? So these devils, right? Right? The same devils that they went against Moses, right? The same devils, they went against Moses. People that do magic, sorcery, magic, right? They taught the people magic, yes, and there's and here, a big and not just a big and, it's a super big and, right? In Arabic, okay? Because in Arabic it says wa ma, specifically saying ma, and ma, that right, is talking about something entirely different. It's not like Al-Quran wal-Hikmah, Al-Kitab wal-Hukm, Ayatillahi wal-Hikmah, right? Like the Sunni say, right? Because the Quran has wisdom, is the book of wisdom, right? So you can only get the wisdom from the Quran. Any wisdom about the Quran, you can find it just in the Quran. As I said, like an apple tree. I can say I've got an apple and a tree, right? But I can only get apples from the tree, from an apple tree. I can't get it from another tree, from like, I don't know, an orange tree, can I? So something you can only get from somewhere, can't get it from anywhere else. That is Ayatullah wal Hikmah, right? You can only get the wisdom from the book, from the Quran itself, because that wisdom is to do with the Quran. So you can't get it outside the Quran. You can't get it in Sunnah. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's all. All right. So these people taught the magic and that which was sent down through the two angels of Babel, Harut and Marut. These two did not divulge such knowledge without pointing out, this is a test, you shall not abuse such knowledge. But the people used it in such evil schemes as the breaking up of marriages. They can never harm anyone against this will, against his will, against the will of Allah. This thus learn that what hurts them, not what benefits them, and they know full well that whoever buys it will have no share in the hereafter. Miserable indeed is what they sell their souls for, if they only knew. So let's just go back and read it, okay? Let's go back and read it, because when you read something like that, you can lose some things, you know what I mean? But let's go back and read it. So this evil, these devils, taught the people magic, which is magic. We go back to the verse I told you before, the Quran clearly explaining it's a trick. They trick their eyes, right? This is the magic they're showing them, right? And then they show them something else. That's something else, right? We don't know what it is, right? But we can go to our reality. We can know things like that as well, because things are happening to us. We can learn from. Do you know what I mean? When you read in the Quran, it's actually talking to you. Any year, any time, any age, it's talking to you. Whatever the Quran says, it's actually happening in your daily life. So you go back to your reality to understand that. So the people magic, and which was sent down through the two angels. So these two angels, right, they were from Allah, yeah? The angels were sent. Angels can only be sent from Allah. Let's just say, let's take it literally, right? Let's take this verse literally, right? So these two angels, yeah, Harut and Marut, these two did not divulge yeah, such knowledge, right? Didn't teach people this knowledge, give him this knowledge, without pointing out this is a test, right? You shall not abuse such knowledge. So Allah will send two angels to teach people bad things. You know what I mean? If you take this verse literally, it will be Allah, right, who actually sent two angels, right, to teach people bad things, how to do sorcery, right? But can't be, can it? It just can't be. You understand? So, why would these angels tell people not to? It's only a test, so don't abuse it. Do you understand that? Why would they say that? So, the role of the angels was they were sent down to teach people what not to do, not what to do. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Not what to do. So that's why they told them, if you do this, you're going to cause harm to other people. So don't do it. It's a test. You understand that? Right. So these people were using magic, right? Which is magic, right? And then they used whatever they've been taught by these two angels, right? To try and cause breaking up of marriages. But what God said here, they can never harm anyone against the will of Allah. Right? So Allah, if you're saying that, the will of Allah is allowing it, that means you're accusing the Creator of being unjust. Because I can take you to another verse. Go to chapter 10, ayah 44, Surah Yunus. إن الله لا يظلم الناس شيئا ولكن الناس أنفسهم يظلمون. Allah never wrongs people with anything. It is the people who wrong their own souls. Right? So you can't tell me, right? God, Allah will permit this to let other people, right, use what you call sorcery to hurt other people. And you know what? Let's just carry on with the verse. The verse will tell us if he does or not. They can never harm anyone against the will of Allah. They thus learn, right? These people, yeah? These people, right? These people, the same people, not everyone, the same people. They know, right? These people learn what hurts them, not what benefits them. Do you understand? And they know full well that whoever buys it will have no share in the hereafter. Miserable indeed is what they sell their souls for, if they only knew. So what are they saying here? They can't hurt anyone with it. Right? And these people are learning what hurts them, not benefit them. Okay? And then whoever buys it from them, right, it's the same as them. They only hurting themselves. This lot here, they only hurting themselves. So by this guy telling me, if I don't do up and down thing, okay, up and down thing, I can never be safe from these people. And clearly here in this verse, Allah said they can't hurt people like me, okay? Because I don't believe in this crap. So I'm not going to go to them and ask them to do anything for me. So if you believe in them and you go to someone like this to try and separate people or something, you're only causing harm to yourself, because Allah's not going to make that happen. So whatever you wish for other people is going to get back to you. That's Sunnatullah. That's simple in the Quran, Sunnatullah. That's how it works, Sunnatullah. But this guy is telling me, no, these people can hurt me. But Allah said they can only hurt themselves. So who do I believe in, Mr. Baba? Or do I believe the Quran? Because if you say sorcery and witchcraft exist, you're going to have to tell me how it works. You're going to have to really prove to me how it works. And you can only prove that from the Quran. Do you understand? So you ain't got a verse talking about that in the Quran. Do you understand that? So for me not to go up and down against the Quran, yeah, not to go up and down, and I don't agree it's in the Quran. You said it's from the Quran with no basis from the Quran. I can prove it to you, all right? I will prove it. I'm still doing videos that I'll prove you wrong 100%, that whatever you're doing here, this ritual thing, is from the Quran. I'm going to go verse by verse, all right? Verse by verse, all right? So you will have no leg to stand on with the Quran. And then you have to prove to me about this witchcraft and sorcery. I can't be safe from it because the Quran doesn't tell me this. And there's another ayah, وَلَا يَفْلِحُ السَّاحِرُ حَيْثُ أَتَى. Right? There's another ayah as well. Allah talking about these magicians will never go. Basically, they're not going to succeed. That's what Allah said. وَلَا يَفْلِحُ السَّاحِرُ حَيْثُ أَتَى. And this guy saying, no, this pure evil, right? This pure evil, yeah? This guy is saying this pure evil can hurt me with sorcery. And the Quran says otherwise. Says it only hurts them. And people that believe in them. Believe in this sorcery. So, this is just if you believe sorcery like this, because the Sunnis believe you actually work with the jinn, yeah? You work with the jinn. Yeah? So the jinn, this Satan and the devil jinn, right? He's going to come and does favors for you. How do you contact him? Please tell me, please. How do you contact him? How do we contact each other? What frequency do you use to contact the jinn? And if the jinn himself, the Satan himself, the worst of the jinn, right? The worst of the jinn. That's why it's called shaitan, means the worst of any kind. Right? Human can be shaitan. The worst of human are shayateen. The worst of the jinn are shayateen. Right? It's not a name. Right? It's an attribute. Right? So, now, if you say the devil will go inside people, and obviously if we can contact them, so we have contact with them. I don't know how. I don't know. You explain that. Get that from the Quran, please. Right? Because you Quran only, yeah? Quran only gets me all of these from the Quran, please. Right? Because I don't know how else it works. Because the Sunnis believes, yeah, they work with a jinn. So prove that from the Quran, please. Right? I'm just giving you homework now. Right? Because Satan himself, right, did not say he'll contact us or he can go inside us, because obviously you must believe in possession as well, yeah, like a jinn can go inside a human being, right? You must believe in that. I haven't heard you saying it, but please, guys, if you heard him saying it, please send me the video. Please send me a link. So that's what Satan said he would do. Right? These people know better than Satan. Right? Al-A'raf, chapter 7, ayah 16. قال, this is after all this. This is Satan talking. قال, فبما أغويتني لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. He said, since you have willed that I come astray, I go astray, that's the wrong translation anyway. He was tested and he failed his test. Simple. That's what God didn't make him do anything. Do you know what I mean? He was tested and he got jealous and he had envy in him and he made the wrong choice. He decided not to obey. That's it. God didn't will that for him. He didn't make him do that. He's done it to himself. look, he said, since you tested me and I failed the test, right, I will skulk for them on your straight path. What kind of words? I mean, basically, he said, let me translate it, please. All right, let me translate this translation. Just, all right. He said, because he failed the test, all right, because he failed this test, he said, I'm going to stand on their way, all right. You know the straight path, he's going to stand on the way, right? Not for everyone, for the people that disbelieved, obviously. And then what he said, ثم لأتينهم من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم ولا تجد أكثرهم شاكرين. That's what he said. That's what Satan said, right? That's what Satan said. I didn't say that. He said it, right? In the Quran, right? That's actually Satan's words, yeah? Satan's words. I will come to them from before them and from behind them and from their right and from their left, and you will find that most of them are unappreciated. He didn't say he will give us a call or contact them or get into their bodies or he had any power over us. No, he has got no power over us. Absolutely no power over us. And there's other verses that talks about that in the Quran, that he has got no power over us. Nothing except whispering. In the whole Quran, right, it says except whispering. And this lot, they come and tell us, we get in contact with them, they can actually hurt us physically, we can see them, they can move objects. These people coming up with all this shit, right? And the Quran says otherwise. So Mr. Baba, please explain your sorcery and witchcraft, because witchcraft is witchcraft. Everyone knows witchcraft, innit? And these people that do witchcraft, right, you notice here, they're all poor. The people that they go to them to make them rich and get them to marry beautiful women, they're poor. They got nothing. They live in mud huts and shit. They live in worse places. And God just, look, it shows them, look, reality. If I go to one of those, I know people go to one of those, and I always ask them, what are they like? And they always say they're poor, they got like old clothes, probably live in a tent, or some of them live in small houses, or the majority of these, yeah? Some of them, yeah, made it by, because they're tricksters, innit? Do you know what I mean? Con man, that's what it is. It's the con man. This is God saying this lot are con man. Right? Honestly, that's how the best word to describe them in the Quran. They're con man. That's all. And people believe in that. And look what's happened to the Sunnism. And people believe in an evil eye. Do you believe in an evil eye, Mr. Baba? Do you believe in Mr. I don't call you any names. I don't do that. I don't call you a hypocrite. I'm not as low as that. I mean, I'm not going to call you anything. I'm only going to tell you, right, whatever you're talking about, prove it from the Quran. Just say it, prove it from the Quran that you claim you believe in, without putting your ideas into it and your Sunnism 2.0. It is Sunnism 2.0, man. And what's the difference between you and the Sunnis? You actually hate your own kind. You actually hate Sunnis. You hate them. You literally hate them with hate. Does the Quran teach you hate? Teach you to call someone mushrikeen, munafiqeen? You don't even understand? Do you mean nothing? You don't understand what a hypocrite is? And you're calling people hypocrites and mushrikeen, and you think you know something? You think you have knowledge over everyone? Even when people proved you wrong, you couldn't take it? You went all emotional, man. I've heard you. You went emotional. It's like the emotion thing. That's Sunnism. That's what emotion. There's no emotions here, man. There's a Quran, right or wrong. Can't create something that's not here. Who are you? Are you like a prophet now or something? Stop. Go back to reality, man. Mic check. Honestly, mic check. You're not that smart. You really are not that smart. You're not as smart as you think you are. I'm not saying I am. I never claim to. Because I'm not here to teach people. I didn't here to translate my own Quran. I can't do that. How can I do that? How can I have that burden? How? So if I'm wrong, they're all wrong. How can you have that burden? How? By yourself. How? How can you sit there and say that? You can get my own Quran. You distributing it as well. You're like everywhere now. I don't know if you're making money at your channel. I don't know, but if you are, man, you should. If you are making money out of this Quran and out of this channel, man, come on, man. God bless you, honestly. God bless you, but stop, man. Calm down, stop. This is not I don't know, chat show. Honestly, this is not Jerry Springer, mate. Calm down, man. Honestly, go back to your senses, man. Let the Quran explain itself, man. Let the Quran explain itself. I don't want you to tell me a verse and talk half an hour about that verse. Do you understand? We all know. Let's go back to that before, because obviously, you know, I don't edit. I just write everything. Look, I just write. I like to write things because they make more sense when you write them. I always advise you guys, trying to write these things because you can find things, you can read things in between what you're writing down. Do you know what I mean? You read it and you're writing it down. It really does help. All right. All right. Now, let's go back. What? All right. Let's go back to that verse about the two angels teaching people, giving them knowledge. Right? Not teaching. It's like giving them knowledge. Right? Giving them knowledge. The knowledge is how do you know when how in our reality, right? Without all this gibberish sorcery and witchcraft to break down couples, right? In our reality, right? How do couple? If I want a couple, right, to break up, in reality, what would I need to do? Let's say I'm jealous of my friend. He's got a wife, right? And I don't like him. You know, I'm jealous of him. Yeah. What do I do? What other options apart from this stupidness? Yeah, because this stupidness doesn't do anything. This sorcery does not do anything. So what do I do? I spread rumors. The first thing I do, I spread rumors. The second thing I do, I go to my friend and put things into his head. And I keep doing it. Do you know what I mean? Keep doing it and get other people to say the same thing. If he hears it from different people, most probably he will split up. Do you understand? Because he trusts me. Because I'm conning him by lying to him. So he's conned. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think that's the only way to break up people. Unless you go and kill one of them. You definitely break them up head. You know what I mean? You either kill one of them or you start spreading rumors. Giving false information. Do you know what I mean? Or tempting him with another woman. I can bring another woman to my friends. Better looking than his wife. He might be weak, so I catch him. Because this con man only con greedy people. You know that in life, yeah? A con man only con a greedy person. If a con man comes to me trying to make me money, I don't want no money, man. I've got a job. I'm all right. I'm all right. You know, I'll do good. But someone who wants more money, the con man always gets him. Otherwise, I don't know. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Allah sends two angels to teach people how to break up marriages. It just makes no sense. And I gave you a verse. It says, "He will not do wrong to anyone with anything." Simple, isn't it? So these two angels, if you take this verse literally, right, these two angels come and taught people what not to do, not what to do. But the Quran works that way as well. But you got that in context and with context with other verses I just gave you. If God does not harm anyone, He will not be sending two angels, two messengers to teach people how to do bad to other people. Makes no sense. So Allah is contradicting Himself. And this, whatever they use to break up people, yeah, this knowledge, right, has nothing to do with sihr, with magic. Has nothing to do with sihr. Because He said the sihr wama. See that ma? It's talking about something is coming that has nothing to do with what's before it. So the magic and what was sent to the angels, it's not the same thing. I know some people go like, this is not angels, whatever. I'm not. That's not that's not my problem, right? Whatever they are, right? Okay, whatever they are, whatever you think they are, because a lot of people come behind the curtains and start screaming behind my back. No, whatever they are, right? Even if you don't believe the angels, right? They've still been sent. Unzila. Can only something, when you say unzila, could be something from God, nothing else. Do you know what I mean? So, this con man, right? This con man are conning people by using magic and by using what these guys call sorcery and basically witchcraft, right? Because he made that shit up. Because people believe in this shit, so they go to them, they give them money, right? And they know, these people know, right? It's not gonna benefit them. It's not gonna benefit them. They're only hurting themselves, right? Right? My proof is, right? This guy is claiming if I don't do this salat, right? Ritual salat, I won't be safe from sorcery and witchcraft. Where did he get that from? Wait and see, innit? He might watch this video and come back to me. He might, right? And give me some verses where he got all that from. First of all, he's got to give me verses. How am I a hypocrite, right? I don't know him. I didn't go say to him, I said, I agree with you. First time I heard him, right? When he says something makes no sense, it's not from the Quran, I tell him, man, what you said is wrong. I'm not agreeing with him to be his friend. And then I go talk behind his back. That's what a hypocrite in the Quran is. Does he know that? I don't know. He'll tell you guys. Sorry, this video is too long, man. All right, peace out.